Hey, to whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worrying. I get it, the odds seem stacked back against the wall, but even consider it such, know you'll stand tall. Sit and watch from the...
I have ramen noodles on me. See, I gotta show you the ramen noodles.
Hello, my love bugs. I thought this would be a good place for me to do my intro. Look at his ramen underwear. Because, you know, they're so responsible with their money. Shani couldn't afford a pizza for her birthday, but Rev has ramen underwear on. That's a vision we all needed to see today, isn't it?
You saw my ramen noodles. So, I didn't do an intro or anything, you know, because this is, let's just say it's not Revelation News stuff, okay? So I got to talk to you about something. Listening to Depeche Mode. I highly recommend Depeche Mode to anybody that enjoys good music. I got to check my setup here. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. So, a name from the past has surfaced. And that name is Dragnot Silvis, also known as Dragnot the Boule.
Well, Dragnot Silvis is a name I haven't heard in a long time, but what is the problem exactly? What did he do now? Because he hasn't spoken of you. I haven't even seen him speak of anybody in over a year, but that could just be because I'm out of the loop. What's the problem now, Jason? What is it?
Dragnot the Boule, which is black masonry. The Boule. Very interesting name he chose there. But they probably...
Oh, we're always going into some conspiracy theory, masonry nonsense with you, right? Because you know so much about what goes on in other people's lives or what they're up to in your little bubble that you live in Pennsylvania. Please don't pretend like you know anything about other people, because you don't.
They kicked his ass out, the Black Masons, because Drag was wanting to create on the cheap and become a big boy in the industry, I think. The same thing that Jeffrey Epstein was involved with. And on a lesser level, Diddy. I have it on good authority, and I believe the feds picked up on my video. I did a video years ago, and I said if you look at Dragnot's Quora profile, there's some very suspicious weirdness there. It wasn't, I guess, a month after I made that video that Dragnot ended up disappearing.
Breaking news! Dragon Silvis has left the internet because he was too afraid that Rev was on to him and his dirty doings that he supposedly is doing, which of course we know isn't true. As soon as Rev made that video, Dragnot just disappeared. Wow, you must have made quite an impression on him with your lame-ass video. Get fucked.
Now I find out in a video that Shani and I were watching of Drag on this Rosie's channel, Quirky Rosie or whatever, and she had Drag on there, and it turns out that the feds got involved with Drag. The feds. Now he's saying that that was allegedly maybe me and Shani or somebody that went personal and called the feds on him. I can tell you for a fact that I never called the feds on you, Drag. I never called the FBI on you. I never did that.
Oh, I believe you would have called the feds on Drag. I 1000% believe that, but I don't think you did this time. I think you would do it. I think you're capable of it, but I think you just went away and he just left you alone, and you and Shani were happy with that. Therefore, anything else that he goes on and talks about on that other channel you were watching is none of your damn business.
What I did do was I made a video about some weird shit I saw in your Quora. And I think that was the only little bit of bread or cheese bait that the feds needed to say, well, maybe we should look at this dude. And they did, and you got in trouble, didn't you?
Oh, and aren't you so happy about that? Aren't you so fulfilled knowing that Dragnot got in trouble with the feds, and I know nothing about this, so I'm not going to speak on it, but doesn't that make Rev and Shani so happy? Because they're such miserable people, and Drag called them out on absolutely everything that they did wrong, and you two didn't like it.
He was all talking to me all weird, Dragnot, like he wanted me to come stay with him and stuff. He said he had sex with a trans person, like a trans woman, which is a man. Like, if I were of the, you know, if I felt female, he's had sex with someone like that. So he's probably into femboys. Dragnot.
So Dragnot is now into femboys, and that means what? That he wanted to have a threesome with you and Whale Woman over there? Don't look that deep into it, because trust me, nobody wants to have relations with either one of you. You don't even want to have relations with each other. So, there's that.
Mm-hmm. What the vibe I want is, you know, like fucking party boy Russell Brand deal or something. But see, he's a pervert too. I'm going to tell you the whole story. That was my intention with this video. Because Dragnot has surfaced again. And I believe that you deserve to know things. I want to take you to something really quick here, though. I'm going to go to the media. And I want to show you this right here. This channel, thank you to you. Everything nice. Everybody should go. If you're interested in this sector of the internet, which is Dragnot and weirdness. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Go sub to this channel. They'll get you the stuff that's going on. Because I'm going to tell you, I missed this completely. But go sub to Everything Nice. And this is a video called Dissecting Dragnot. Okay? They have one live stream, and this is the live stream. So go to their live section, and you'll see this video. Okay, I'll show you really quick because it's rude. I'll show you. Here you go on the channel, and then you go live, and that's this one. And this is what you want to watch. Okay, if you're interested in this bullshit, you know, and I'll plug myself. This is my channel. I did my drag version, sort of. It's kind of draggy, of I Need You Tonight, finally. That got 306 views. That's pretty good. Anyway,
300 views is doing okay to you? You're okay with the fact that you sat down and made a whole video and got 300 views on it? Because I would be devastated. But I actually work hard on my videos, and I actually get the right information, so maybe that's why. But yeah, 300, you're killing it. Killing the game, Rev.
So here's the deal with the deals. I don't want this video to be like an hour. So I'm going to tell you the story, though, of what happened. So I'm going back now to when Shani and I were living in the townhouse. I keep hearing people say motel and shit. No, we never lived in a motel in Colorado. We either rented apartments or townhouses. We had 2 townhouses and 1 apartment. The first place we stayed in was an apartment. It was on Glenwood Drive, I believe it's Glenwood Drive.
Nobody cares where you lived. Here's the bottom line. You had $750,000 to do what you wanted with. Why you and Shannon did not buy a home, so at least you had that as equity. So at least when this shit happened, when the shit hit the fan, you had somewhere to go. Instead, you idiots rented, threw money out the window for no reason when you could have bought a whole house and been a homeowner. Do you see how stupid you are now? Do you see how dumb you two were paying for apartments when you had all of that money that you could have gotten jobs, had your own home, given the boys a nicer place to grow up? Maybe if you would have done what smart people do, you wouldn't be in this fucked up situation now, would you? But you're going to come on here and talk about Dragnot and how the FBI came to see him. And who cares? Mind your business. Take care of yourself. Take care and worry about yourself, because your life is a shit show. A shit show. And at one point you were almost a millionaire. Renting apartments is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And we lived there for about a year, and we never really liked the building much. We didn't like the amenities. When we moved in, it had roaches. But we were tired and shit, and we just wanted to put our head someplace for a while, so we signed a lease there, you know.
So you were tired. So instead of getting an Airbnb so you could rest your heads and then get back on the road, you decided that you would sign a lease with a place that had roaches in it? Are you stupid or are you dumb? You couldn't pay me to sign a lease at a place that had roaches in it. But what do you two care? You two are the dirtiest people on the internet, in the world, probably. You're one of the most filthy people I have ever seen in my life. 2 of the most filthy people. I'm sorry, I don't know what I said before.
And the landlord there was all right. You know, he was just sort of like this gray-haired, older, recluse chain smoker guy. He was fine. But anyway, it was really cool, too, because right behind us, right behind our building, we had a fucking Taco Bell. So the boys were in heaven. You know, whenever William would want a cheese roll-up, we could just walk if we wanted. I did that with the boys once, I think. We walked to Taco Bell because my mind was not okay, guys. And my sons knew, you know.
You never had any sons. You're not even anyone's husband. It's gross that you refer to them as your sons because they never were. And I think that you were the one who loved that there was a Taco Bell there, Mr. Baja Blast. Remember the Baja Blast you wanted? Yeah, that was a little bit more your preference than the boys' preference. And if you weren't mentally okay at the time, then what would make it safe for you to take them anywhere if you were so mentally unstable at the time? Why would it be okay to take the boys anywhere with you then? I wouldn't let my boys go with someone who wasn't mentally stable.
That the mom's guy, you know, me, dad, they call me dad, was not okay at that time. I was fucked. You know, the wet brain, if you haven't experienced, oh my God. And that reminds me now. I have to say rest in peace to King Cobra JFS. And I'll say this, I got a Monster Energy drink. Okay, I think Cobes was a fan of Monster. I would take a slug back of whiskey for him. But here's the thing, I'm an alcoholic. So I can't do that. But what I will do is tell you that just like Cobes like to mix weird tasting drinks together, I could tell you that I enjoy the same thing. I'll take black coffee and I'll mix it with zero sugar Monster.
And anyone with a brain would realize that that's way too much caffeine for anybody, and you wonder why you're manicky all the time and anxious. Well, why do you think that is, genius? Because you're drinking a full Monster with a full cup of coffee and mixing them together, and what are you, 10? Stop doing that. Please stop doing that. On another note, I didn't know King Cobra at all. I've never spoken to him. I've seen him on YouTube. I think it's very sad that he passed away. I pray for him and his family, and I'm very, very, very sad to hear that anyone passed away so young. It's terrible. But may he rest in peace and never be forgotten.
And it's almost, wow, depending on the coffee you got, it tastes like motor oil, but it feels good for some reason in the stomach. I don't know, and it gives you energy like you can't believe. You take a strong black coffee and mix it with Monster Energy Zero. Whoa. It's like good energy. I feel good with it anyway. So, moving on. Our first place was Glenwood. Bullshit happened there in Boulder because Shani and I had a moment. We went out. We were really depressed about G-Man pulling bullshit. There was G-Man bullshit going on. Oh, it's because he lied about his phone. Gary lied to us about his phone, that he needed money, and we gave him money, and then he grifted his audience and said he needed more money for a cell phone. So he grifted his audience, and we were not happy with that. Like, you're going to scam, we give you a house, and then you're going to scam. You know, that type of shit.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. You might have given him some money towards a phone. It doesn't mean you gave him enough for a phone, and maybe that's why he was asking his audience. I know nothing about this situation, but I just don't believe a word that comes out of Rev's mouth, no matter what.
So, we were depressed, and we went out and we saw a movie, like, I think it was the Pikachu movie, but yeah. Detective Pikachu. But before that, Shani and I went out for some drinks. Bad decision. So we had a beautiful dinner, and it was at a bar. There was a nice bar there. We sat outside, as I recall. It was a very beautiful meal and everything. And then we had, like, this tray of, like, spirits and beers and stuff. And it was great. And I was definitely buzzed from it, but Shani was okay. She was pretty good. And then we ended up getting the boys from school and stuff. We weren't drunk. It wasn't enough to make us drunk. I was just buzzed a little.
You went out to eat and got drunk and then went to pick up the boys from school? And you're outwardly saying this on a YouTube channel where everyone can hear it? So you drove children around drunk, and then you and Shani had a big fight, and that's the night that you got arrested, or she got arrested. She got arrested because they had a big fight, and it was the end of the world, and Shani wanted to hold his hand in the movies at Detective Pikachu, and he didn't want to see it because he was drunk and moody, and she grabbed his hand and he slapped it away or some shit like that. That's what the fight was about, which ended her night in a jail cell. I always make sure to get real drunk before I go and pick up my children, you stupid stunod. You are so irresponsible, it's unreal.
And Shani didn't even really feel it much. So we ended up going to the theater with the boys for a day out to see Detective Pikachu, and I was out of it. Like, we got drinks at the fucking theater, too. I shouldn't have done that. Like, she could. She was 100% fine.
What up, my people? Jenny for Christ here. And as you can see, I'm at an arcade. And not only that, bitches, but it's an arcade at the movie theater. And we're gonna see Detective Pikachu. And I'm really inebriated. So it's gonna be a good time.
Oh, I thought she was barely even buzzed. She said she's inebriated in that video. So do you want to rewrite history again, Jason, and pretend like it was no big deal? Or do you want to take some ownership for it in the fact that you were both drunk with the kids? And you wonder why CPS took them away from you. Gee, I can't imagine.
Me, I was already a little buzzed, and I got another drink at the theater. That was stupid. Because I got that weirdness that alcoholics can get, that they get... It's not really that you say straight abusive, but they get...
They get obnoxious and nasty and angry and aggressive. Not everybody that drinks. Certain people drink and get silly and laugh and whatever. That doesn't work for everybody, and Rev is one of those people. He gets nasty, aggressive, and mean. And that is what caused that fight in that movie theater. I don't think Shani did anything wrong in that situation. It was him.
Grouchy? Alcohol grouch. And that's what happened with me. I was in the movie, and just Shani tried to like hold my hand or some shit, and or she smacked my hand or something. I can't remember what it was. Some stupid shit.
Ron, you were being a little bitch boy because you didn't want to sit through a kid's movie. You got up, she went to grab your hand to hold it, and you slapped her hand away. How do I remember that better than you do? Maybe it's all the alcohol. Maybe you still have wet brain. I don't know. But I remember that much clearer than you do. You got in a big old fight about it. The police were called by Shannon, and Shannon's the one that got taken away in an ambulance because she couldn't fit in a cop car because she hit him with the sex whip. That's that story. I'll just shorten it for you.
In my normal mind, I would have been like, oh, I'm sorry, or whatever, just hold my hand, you know, because I was inebriated at that point. It wasn't nice to her, and I walked out of the theater, and I didn't even see the movie. I was outside the theater talking to myself, performatively talking to myself. Like, if I recorded that and live streamed it on YouTube, that would have been like 5,000 hits, because I was literally like almost schizophrenically talking about like spiritual stuff, but it was like I felt like I was Jesus for a second, and I was preaching to the wind.
You felt like you were Jesus? Really? I'm sorry, but nobody is this deluded. Nobody. You're not Jesus, honey. Not even close.
And there were people around, and they heard me talking, and they were like, oh, what the fuck is with that? Like, I was just really, like, chain smoking and angry at times, and then talking about God, and, like, just very scattered and not mentally okay. So Shani and I had a fight that night, and it came home. And we were in the bedroom and doing, flirtatious, whatever. And,
That's a lie. That is 100% a lie. You weren't in the bedroom getting all flirty and stuff, and that's where the sex whip came from. She hit you with it because you two were physically fighting with each other. There was no time in that night were you and Shani in the bedroom getting flirty and stuff. That's the lie that you want to keep creating and keep holding on to, so it could look like she did nothing wrong. She did. She had no business hitting anybody with that. I don't care if it's a sex whip. I don't care if you were getting flirty. She left a mark on your leg, on your calf. How does that fit into a sexual anything? You were physically fighting, and she got arrested for it, and rightfully so.
That's the incident where she ended up in jail for 5 days. It was so stupid. They saw one mark on my leg when the cops got there. We had a fight, and then it was like, oh, I want to get him mental help. Because I did. I should have went to the hospital. You know, I should have been in the hospital. But what happened was they sent the cops instead of EMTs. And Shani wanted, like, an EMT response, and they sent cops instead. Because it was like, oh my God, she did act...
Liar! She called 911. The recording is literally up on YouTube. It's literally up. She called 911 and said that you were being physically aggressive with her. Wake up. We all remember it. We're not as deluded as you two are. Stop making up excuses that you two thought of. That 100% happened. She called 911 and said you were hitting her. That's what happened. Want to watch it again?
Very scared. Like because I was kind of menacing going through the house, you know. I was really angry and pounding around and stuff. So she was like, that's it, you know. But long story short, instead of sending EMTs, they sent cops. And then it ended up where I was on the outside on the one side and they had her on the inside of the apartment talking to her, separated. And she said to them straight up when they came in the door, like, get me away from him, I'm going to kill him. That's why they took her away for jail for 5 days. Because, like, the first thing she said to them, I heard it, was get me away from him because I'm going to kill him. That's it. Like, you're going to go. If there's a choice between two people going, it's going to be you because you just said you want to kill him. So I talked to the cops about everything. You guys probably have the video out there of that, of me giving the testimony or whatever. And they said, oh, you got a mark on your leg. And I says, yeah, we have like a sex whip. And they're like, then they asked Shanny about it, and then they found it, and they're like, oh, you assaulted him with that. No. And I never said that. Never said she assaulted me with nothing. It was consenting, whatever little whip thing. But I'm sitting on the outside of the place, and they march her out in cuffs. So that was that. Frustrated with me, and I was frustrated because I,
So then you guys both were arguing?
Yeah.
Like, just verbally?
Yeah.
Let me make sure I got this right. So you're arguing verbally.
Just smack me in the face, but it's whatever.
So,
you know.
so I see marks on your legs too. Is that those like
Yeah,
mosquito bites?
she's cracked me with the whip.
That was today during.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they came.
Okay.
She's cracking me with the whip.
Okay, and did you hit her back?
No.
Never?
Nope.
Well, where was the whip during? Like, so you guys were arguing in like the living room right there? I haven't been inside. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
no.
It's like right there?
Yeah, we were in the bedroom at the time that happened.
Okay. The whip was not used. There's nothing for sexual stuff, just for she's trying to hurt
At that
you.
point, yeah.
Okay.
Jesus wanted to smack me.
And those marks on your legs and arms are from
From the whip.
today?
Today.
From the argument, nothing,
Yep.
not for any other, like, you know, previous. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
That's today.
So it's kind of like, let me make sure I understand. It's kind of like, I'd say almost 3 feet long?
I don't know, 3 feet.
Yeah, that's, you know, give or take a little bit.
Give or take, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not.
Me
I'm a
too.
fisherman, so they're all like,
Right,
you know,
exactly,
okay.
yeah. So.
Okay.
No, but I mean, like I said, you can check it out.
I mean, was she just like hauling back like baseball style swinging, or was she kind of just like tapping?
She's swinging, man. But like I said, it's okay because it's just an argument. It was stupid, you know. It's like, you don't like how I acted at the theater or whatever. Fine, you know. I did not hit her in the theater. That's bullshit. I left the theater. I was just sitting outside the theater. That's it.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
that's it, man. That's all I
Okay.
can tell you.
So she hit you with I'm gonna call it a bullwhip because I don't know. It's a whip.
Yeah.
It's a whip.
I mean, a fetish whip. I don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've called it fetish whip.
Yeah, that's
So
okay.
she's hitting you with a fetish whip, but she's with right hand, left hand, both hands.
Yeah, it's like just like that, man. Like one hand, you know. Just.
Okay. So we got called and said that you had hit her.
Yeah, I know, and that's not true at all.
So what's the truth, Jason? Was she calling an EMT because you were acting not sane, or did she call the police on you and tell them that you hit her just to get back at you because you guys were fighting? That's what really happened, and it backfired on her real quick because she's the one that got arrested, not you because you were the victim of it.
And that was 2019, I guess. 2019, something like that. So the lease was up on that place, and we're like, no, we're not staying here no more. Then we found the Habitat, and that was a perfect place we found. It was in Gun Barrel, Colorado, the Habitat. It was perfect, everything. We would have stayed there forever. But then what happened is Jeffree Star did his makeup palette, and Shanny and I had recorded a live video on my Revelation News channel at the time. We live streamed unboxing of Jeffree Star stuff, and we got put all throughout the last video that Shane Dawson did about the conspiracy palette with Jeffree Star. Like, he ended the video with me going, well, I guess that's it.
You two Stunads were not all over that video. You were at the very end when they were showing people's reactions to the new conspiracy palette merchandise. You were shown, I think, 2 times, along with many other people who nobody knows. So get over that story.
That really pissed off Dragnot Silvis, and he went on a campaign to destroy us that night, and he did. They got us swatted that night. And the way they did it was that they made mass calls saying that me and Shanny weren't supposed to be together because of a restraining order that the government put in because of the thing that happened that I just told you about, and that was false. The protective order had been done away the August prior, so it was maybe 3-4 months that the court and judge said, you two can now be together again, and I hugged her, and Michael Clifton can come on my channel under comments. Michael Clifton, whatever his channel name was, I can't remember, sorry. Agent of Doubt, I used to listen to him all the time. I like him, actually. I liked his style. He can tell you. We hugged. We could be together again. They swatted us under the auspices that we couldn't be together due to the restraining thing put in place, protective order put in place by the government of Colorado, and that's bullshit. It was done away with by the judge, by our request.
I don't think that's what happened at all. I don't think we'll ever know what really happened with court and them, but they're such compulsive liars that how would we ever know? Because I have no desire to go look it up. I don't care that much. But, yeah, it was a domestic violence case and you just got scot-free off of. I highly doubt that.
So they swatted us under false pretenses, and it got us kicked out of the habitat. That was the beginning of us starting to lose our money, because the habitat was $1,500 a month, and I was making like $4,000 a month.
So again, I ask, why were you throwing away $1,500 a month when you could have putting that into a mortgage, into a home? You had the money for a down payment on a house. Why would you rent? That makes zero sense to me.
It was perfect, no problem. I was bringing in at least $4,000 a month. They got us kicked out of that place that was perfectly priced, and it was beautiful. We made it a home. And those cocksuckers destroyed it. So then we had to move again.
Wow, you two just get kicked out wherever you guys go, and you think it's everyone else's fault. It's all of the people that don't like you that are causing these problems in your life. You caused your own problems, and so did she. So I don't understand what's so hard to understand about that. We get it.
And this time, we wanted a place with fucking security because we knew that our car was messed with. We had a Tahoe, a burgundy Tahoe, it was 2007, I think, old. I traded in my Corolla, my 07 Corolla, and they said, okay, we could do a almost equal deal where you're going to get the Tahoe, because Shani kind of wanted like an SUV, and they're great. The Tahoes are awesome rides. I'd love to have a Tahoe.
Shani wanted an SUV because she knows she can't fit in a regular sedan-sized car. Did you not get that? She has to go into an SUV because she's too big to fit in a regular-sized vehicle.
Or Escalade is number one, man. A black Escalade? What the fuck? As that Tragic was rocking one of them, I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. Mm-hmm. They vandalized our car. The swatting happened. So we wanted a place with security, and we got one. It was called The Promenade. It was in Westminster, Colorado. Beautiful, perfect area, my God. But it was double the other rent. Double. $3,000 a month rent. But we did it. We went in there, we moved in there, and I built up a beautiful amount of beautiful gaming stuff. I wanted to start really doing a channel like Mike Matei, mixed with like mukbangs and stuff like that. Jason Avocados. For us OGs. Jason Avocados. Jason Avocado 420. Weed reviews, eating food, playing video games, that. But specifically, I wanted in the gaming sector, so I bought a bunch of retro games to display, and the investment was so worth it.
It was so worth it? What was it worth? What was so worth it about it? Look at your life now. You couldn't pay rent if your life depended on it. You're lucky your uncle was nice enough to let you live in that house, but I don't think that what you just were talking about was a good investment at all, because where is it now?
I got $15,000 worth of stuff for $2,000. That's all I spent. So the bullshit you hear out there is Rev blew the money is bullshit, because Shani has said that herself sometimes when she's mad at me. It's bullshit. I spent $2,000. But I always cut out the Neo Geo because that's a different deal. But yeah, the Neo Geo was its own thing, and that was earlier I bought the Neo Geo, and that was expensive shit. Okay, I got the AES, which if you could find it under $700 is very good. But I got it for $550, and it had the box. And now G-Man has that. He has the fucking Neo Geo. Because out of the kindness of my heart, I just said, take it, you know. So he was like a kid at a candy store when we showed up with all the stuff I had in the trunk of the Durango. He's like, oh my God, it's a Neo Geo. I said, yeah, it's yours. It's like, what? I said, yeah, have it. You can have all the games too. Do you know how much money that is? Look up how much Neo Geo AES games are on eBay.
I don't care enough to look it up on the internet at all. I don't give a shit about anything that's coming out of your mouth right now, and I doubt anybody else gives a shit about what's coming out of your mouth also.
They go for $1,000, some of them. Okay? I gave that guy that. I just gave it to him. Because his face lit up. And I'm like, I like my Neo Geo to play it every now and then, Art of Fighting. My main deal was because the controls are so weird in the game, Art of Fighting on Neo Geo. I really enjoy playing that, like to try and master it with the stick, which is hard as shit with the stick. I just gave it all to him because I was like, I never got that much joy out of having it. So yeah, take it, like it's yours. Fuck me, man.
Yeah, get fucked, Rev, because you could have had a lot more than you do now, but you gave it away, or you sold it, or you're such a Christian, you just saw his eyes light up for it, but now you're asking for it back, which makes you a complete giver and taker it back. Good job. Excellent. Now you lost everything and you want all that shit back. That's never going to happen.
So I had this plan to have a gaming channel and stuff and build something. And somewhere in between moving from the habitat to Covell and the end of the time at Covell, the economic circumstances changed. And my portfolio was not doing what it used to do. And I was taking huge amounts of it at that point anyway for feeding habits and other issues, just paying bills and stuff. And yeah, we depleted the money because the rent was double what I was paying at Habitat.
You two are stupid. The two of your brains together did not come to an ideology that maybe you should buy a house instead of wasting money on rent. I've said it 3 times in this video. You kept moving from apartment to apartment, probably because your credit sucks and you couldn't get into a house. That's probably what happened. That's the only thing that makes any sense. No income except for his inheritance. No jobs. And they don't know that you can pay it, so they made you rent instead of being able to purchase a home with a mortgage company. That's what happened.
But the reason we felt forced into a living situation like that is because of Dragnot and his crew harassing us out of the place we lived. He says we got kicked out. No, that's not what happened. We did not get kicked out, quote unquote. Their actions led us to being evicted because of the insanity that was caused that day. Overall, false calls to the police.
No, the police showed up because you hit a car and left. And then they realized Shani was there and she wasn't supposed to be there because the courts did not want you two together due to the DV that happened prior. Why are you trying to rewrite history like we all don't already know this happened? You made that happen by hitting a car and leaving the scene of an accident. You idiot, you should have been arrested that night too. So it looks like it wasn't people on the internet that were just swatting you left and right. It was your own decisions and own behavior that got the cops at your door that night.
That's it. And it was a vindictive move because it was on the same day that Shane Dawson put out his video, and Shani and I were featured at the end of it. This video has like 56 million views on it. So when you see Dragnot Silvis, understand that this guy is a literal creepbag that weaponized his audience against us. That's the story of what happened to us with this whole thing. I've given you every detail. Now I have to discuss the thing with the break-in. So I know, because they called me, Westminster Police called me, that there was an investigation started due to certain things that happened with the apartment at Covell. And now I know, thanks to this channel, I'll do again, shout out to, that's me. Hang on. These guys, everything nice right here. Them. He's come up again. And so I have to come to you and clarify things that are not accurate. The truth of the matter is that he has some people around the country, really. I don't know how many states, but he's pretty established with weird, freak, abusive individuals that get off on seeing other individuals in distress. I'm going to put it that way. It's a network of people that thrive on the suffering of others, and Dragnot has himself said that he is a sadist. Nobody's discussing that. He said, I am a sadist, to the internet. So I just want to tell Rosie, I think you got the deal that he's a creep, he's a weirdo. You're right, stay away from him. Stay away from him. I recommend that everybody stay away from him. Except his wife, if she decides to still be with him, which is insane. What's wrong with you? He's clearly an abusive freak. Your husband.
I love Mrs. D. I haven't talked to her in forever, but she's a really nice person, and they have been together since high school, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but it's really none of your business anyway. So why don't you just shut up your little baby carrot mouth and worry about you and Shannon's horrible relationship that you have.
I don't care if he's your husband. He's very weird, and I don't know. You need to love yourself more, Miss Drag. So I'm going to wrap it up with this deal. And then I got one thing I got to talk to you a little bit about, Shani. The break-in. So I have it on authority of the cops, Westminster Police, that there was an investigation started in that break-in because Covell owns the building. So I didn't need to call the cops. They did. They got the authorities involved in it because it was trashed. Shani and I did not leave that place trashed. Was there poop in the cat box? Probably, yeah, because William was lazy and he did not clean out that box.
So if I get either of my sons a cat, let's say I get my 16-year-old a cat, and he doesn't clean out the litter box as he was supposed to, do you think I'm going to let that shit build up until it's pouring out of the kitty litter before I do anything about it? You and Shani didn't want to deal with it. Blame it on William. It was disgusting. It was months of feces and urine that you let sit in that house in a cat box. They couldn't even get in the cat box to clean it. That's disgusting, and that's what happened because we all saw it. Stop lying about things that we saw on camera from you, idiot. Zero accountability on your part, right? You're supposed to be the adult. Maybe you should have gotten on him a little bit more about it, or maybe just cleaned it out yourself like an adult does. Grow the fuck up.
And that was one of his duties. He had that entire floor to himself, and all he had to do was basically keep that cat box clean, and he didn't do it. It's kids. They're going to do what the fuck they want, pretty much. So he didn't do it. So yeah, was there shit in the cat box? Yeah. But the people that came in after us took it and put the shit all over the place.
No, you're the idiots that said there's a lot of stuff left at our apartment. The door is open. Go help yourself to whatever's there. Two people did go in. They didn't smear shit all over the place. There was poop on the walls in the boys' rooms. Did they do that too? No, they were just showing everyone how disgusting you two lived with two little boys in the house. You should have had those kids snatched from you years ago. The shit they had to go through and live with is abhorrent, and so are you. It was Will's problem and people came in and smeared shit around. No, that's just how you lived your life.
So there was an investigation done, and the conclusion was that we were not liable because there was a $60,000 debt with my name on it that went poof. Why? Because the investigation concluded by the cops in Westminster, and it was found that Dragnot's people, whoever he paid, because he admits to it in the video I showed you, dissecting Dragnot on Everything Nice channel, he admits to paying a person $100 to go in there. Case closed. They vandalized the apartment, and the investigation in Colorado concluded that. I was not liable. The people that broke in there and vandalized it after, and they were paid to do it by Dragnot. That's the story.
Baby Carrot, you legitimately said, go into our old apartment and take whatever you want. So who vandalized what? Nobody vandalized anything. That's how you two slobs lived. We saw it firsthand. You could be embarrassed, I would be, but nobody, that's not why it got thrown out at all. I don't even believe it got thrown out. You didn't live there anymore, and you gave people permission to go in there and take stuff that was worth money. That's what happened. Just didn't work in your favor now, did it? Did it, dickhead?
I didn't even know all the details. Now I do, because of this channel. So I had to come back to talk about shit like this I didn't want to. But here's Shani for Christ channel. Okay, now I'm going to close with this. Shani did a very good post. That's very interesting here. Because this is proof of God, okay? You want proof of God? You got it. Shani posted this 2 hours ago. I said a few years ago, I don't do revenge. The Lord does it for me, and all I have to do is sit and watch. And trust me, I am, and I have to say, well done, Lord. You have applied your vengeance by allowing my enemy to destroy themselves. The Lord will always cause the evil ones to fall into derision and turn the wise into fools. Amen. God will deal with the person who has been evil to you. Romans 12:19, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord.
I don't really give a shit what Shani has to say, and I don't give a shit about her channel or any stupid God things she puts up. I really don't care. This little weasel will never change. He'll never take accountability for all the horrible things he's done. He'll never take accountability for why they're in the situation they're in. It was all of our faults. We ruined their lives. We swatted them. We doxed them. I haven't done anything like that to anybody in my life. I'm not saying it didn't happen to them, but your stories never add up, Rev. They always seem to have large holes in them. That's because you're a compulsive liar who still is trying to save your reputation on YouTube, when in reality, all you and Shani are locals. That's all you'll ever be. People do videos on you because it's entertaining, because you're pathetic. And it's amazing to us how someone could be that pathetic with those ridiculous green ears. So that's the end of that, loves. I just wanted to get a video up for you in case I don't get one up tomorrow, because tomorrow is Labor Day. Yay. I hope you guys all get to enjoy it with your loved ones and your friends. And I hope we have good weather. I hope you all have good weather wherever you are. Hit the like on the way out if you enjoyed this, and I'll be back soon. My lovies, I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.